Turning 70 is not the end of the road. It is not a closing chapter. In fact, it is often the beginning of something much softer and more real. This stage of life is like reaching a mountaintop where you can finally stop climbing and start breathing. From up here, the view is clearer, and the burdens no longer have to be carried. My dear friend, if you're listening to this right now, I want you to know one simple thing. You're allowed to let go. Let go of the old rules, the pressure, and the noise you have lived through decades of giving, helping, and doing for others. Now it is your time. Today we are going to talk about 15 things that many women, just like you, have chosen to release after the age of 70. Not out of weakness, but out of wisdom. These are not just ideas. These are gentle invitations. Each one is a door you can choose to walk through toward peace, joy, and a life that finally feels like it belongs to you. So make yourself a cup of tea, sit somewhere comfortable, and let this be our time together. Just you and me. Let us begin. 1. Letting go of saying yes when your heart says no. There comes a time in every woman's life when she realizes that not everything deserves her energy. By the time you reach 70, your time is more valuable than ever. Every day feels more precious. That means you no longer need to say yes out of guilt, habit, or fear of letting someone down. I once knew a woman, Carol, who used to say yes to everything. Family dinners, church events, neighborhood meetings. She was always the one everyone could count on, except she couldn't count on herself to rest. One day she told me, I'm always there for them, but I haven't been there for me in years. Now, Carol only says yes when her heart is fully in it. And you know what? People still love her. Nothing fell apart. In fact, she shows up more fully now because she's not running on empty. Saying no is not selfish. It is sacred. It creates space for the things that restore you. A quiet morning, a walk in the garden, a nap in the sun. These little things aren't little. They're life-giving. So, if you've spent a lifetime pleasing others, this may be the moment you choose something different. Let your yes come from joy, not obligation. Let your no come from wisdom, not fear. And remember, the world will still turn even if you take a break, too. Letting go of the pressure to be perfect. Perfection is a story we've been told since we were little girls. We were taught to keep the house spotless, to always look put together, to ensure the cookies don't burn, and that the family smiles at the dinner table. But here's the truth. Perfection is exhausting, and it was never the goal. At 70, you've earned the right to stop polishing and start enjoying. You don't have to host a flawless holiday dinner or make the bed with tight hospital corners. You can leave the dishes in the sink overnight. You can wear your comfiest clothes, not the ones that pinch and pull. You can laugh, even when things are a little messy, because real life is messy. A friend of mine, Marlene, told me she spent decades comparing her cooking to her mother's. Even when people complimented her food, she'd doubt herself. Then one day she said, I realized they're not here for the casserole. They're here for the company. That realization changed everything. She started making simple meals she enjoyed, sometimes even opting for takeout, and her home felt warmer than ever. Perfection doesn't connect people. Presence does. The pressure to get everything just right is a heavy burden to carry, and you don't have to carry it anymore. What your loved ones will remember isn't how the table looked. It will be how you made them feel. 3. Letting go of the need to stay busy to feel worthy. Busy doesn't always mean fulfilled. Sometimes, busy just means tired. For so many women, especially those who raised families, worked jobs, volunteered, and ran homes, slowing down can feel strange. But busy is not your purpose, and doing less doesn't mean being less. After 70, many women tell me they finally feel permission to sit still, not out of laziness, but out of wisdom. To savor a morning coffee without rushing, to read a book just because it brings them joy, or to rest in the middle of the day without guilt. My neighbor Elaine used to fill her calendar with activities: yoga on Monday, church group on Tuesday, grandkids on Wednesday. She was proud of it until her body started whispering, then shouting for rest. So, she made a change. She let herself stop. Now, Elaine says that the quiet has become her favorite part of the day. She lights a candle, listens to music from her younger years, and lets time stretch gently instead of rushing it forward. Slowing down is not giving up. It's waking up to the beauty you might have missed when life was loud. You have nothing left to prove, and you don't have to earn your right to rest. It's already yours. 4. Letting go of old grudges. Holding on to a grudge is like drinking the poison and expecting someone else to hurt. The longer it stays inside you, the heavier it becomes. At this point in life, you deserve lightness and peace. Many women carry silent burdens: a sister who betrayed them, a friend who walked away, or a spouse who let them down. Those wounds are real and deserve to be honored. But forgiveness isn't about pretending it didn't happen. It's about choosing not to let it own you anymore. My Aunt Janet hadn't spoken to her cousin in over 20 years. One small argument had turned into decades of silence. One day she told me, "I don't even remember why we stopped talking. I just remember missing her." So she picked up the phone, and what she had found wasn't perfection, but a crack of healing. Forgiveness is not for the person who hurt you. It's for your heart. It's a quiet decision to free yourself from bitterness. And when you do that, even your body feels lighter. Sleep comes easier. Laughter returns. Your breath deepens. You've already been through so much. You do not need to carry old pain into this new chapter. Let it go. Not because it didn't matter, but because your peace matters more. 5. Letting go of trying to keep up with the world. Technology changes. Trends shift. The world spins faster and faster, and sometimes it can feel like you're being left behind. But here's the truth. You don't have to keep up. You never did. After 70, many women realize they're happiest when they stop trying to understand every new gadget, every slang term, and every viral trend. Instead, they choose what matters to them, and that's enough. I remember talking to a woman named Linda. Her grandkids were always on some new app, Snapchat, TikTok, something different every week. She tried to learn it all, but one day she just said, "Honey, I can't do this anymore." So instead, they made a shared online photo album. Simple, beautiful, and connected. Linda didn't need to master every tool. She just needed to stay connected in a way that felt good to her. And that's what mattered. You are not out of touch. You are just in touch with something deeper, with stillness, with tradition, and with presence. Let the world spin. You don't have to chase it. Stay where your heart feels full. 6. Letting go of worrying about what others think. There's a quiet kind of freedom that comes with age. The moment you realize you don't need anyone's permission to live your life. For so many years, we dressed a certain way, behaved a certain way, and even spoke a certain way just to fit in and be approved of. But after 70, many women come to a beautiful realization. Their own approval is enough. One woman I knew, Margaret, spent her whole life dressing up for others, heels at church, makeup before guests, always uncomfortable, but always put together. Then, on her 72nd birthday, she gave all her high heels to Goodwill. She said, "If my shoes hurt me, they don't belong in my life." Now, she wears soft sneakers and cozy sweaters, and she smiles more freely than ever. Letting go of what others think doesn't mean you stop caring about people. It means you stop shrinking yourself for them. It means you choose comfort over criticism and authenticity over appearance. Here's the secret. Most people are too busy thinking about themselves to truly judge you. And the ones who love you just want you to be happy. So wear the bold scarf, say what you really mean, laugh too loudly, and be fully, unapologetically you. You've earned it. 7. Letting go of too many possessions. You are not your things. The dishes, the photos, the furniture, the knickknacks on the shelves. They may hold memories, but they are not your legacy. After 70, many women discover that the real treasure is space. Space to breathe, space to move, and space to live. There's a difference between saving something because it brings you joy and holding onto it out of guilt. I once helped a woman named Gloria sort through her basement. It was packed with boxes. Her mother's linens, her children's schoolwork, gifts she never used. She held up a crystal vase and said, "I haven't touched this in 15 years, but I feel bad getting rid of it." We talked about what she truly wanted her space to feel like. That day, she gave away what no longer served her. She passed family heirlooms to her grandchildren while she was still alive to tell the stories, and she donated the rest. She told me later, "My home finally feels like peace." Decluttering is not about throwing things away. It's about choosing what deserves a place in your present. Less clutter on your shelves means more calm in your spirit. You deserve that calm. 8. Letting go of over-planning every detail. There's comfort in planning. It helps us feel in control. But when every moment is scheduled, there's no room for life to surprise us. Sometimes, the best memories come from what wasn't on the calendar. After 70, many women let go of rigid planning and start allowing space for spontaneity. Not chaos, not carelessness, just breathing room. Room to say yes to last-minute visits, to eat breakfast for dinner, and to change your mind. My friend Barbara used to plan holidays down to the last napkin, but she noticed that she never got to enjoy them. She was always too busy hosting. So, one Thanksgiving, she asked her guests to bring a dish. She lit a candle, and when someone spilled gravy on the tablecloth, she just laughed. That day, she told me, was her favorite gathering in 20 years. Planning is helpful, but perfection is not the point. When you let go of the need to control every detail, you make space for something better. Flexibility. Moments that breathe. Trust that even when things don't go as planned, they can still turn out beautifully. 9. Letting go of the need to control everything. There's a special kind of peace that comes when you finally accept that some things are simply not yours to fix. As women, many of us spend decades managing everyone else's emotions, schedules, and crises. But at a certain point, you realize you can't hold it all, and you don't have to. I remember my neighbor Judy. who used to worry constantly about her adult children, their jobs, their choices, their health. She would offer advice and then lie awake, wondering if she had said the right thing. One day her daughter told her, "Mom, I just want you to trust me." So Judy tried something different. She stepped back. She listened more, and slowly her relationship with her daughter became easier, closer, and more loving. Letting go of control doesn't mean giving up. It means shifting from manager to supporter, from fixer to companion. It's a gift to yourself and to those you love. The truth is, life unfolds with or without your tight grip. You've already done the hard part. Now let go of the reins a bit. Trust in the seeds you've planted and allow others to find their own way while you enjoy the beauty of watching them grow. 10. Letting go of criticizing your aging body. You've lived in this body for over 70 years. It has carried you through laughter and loss, work and play, joy and illness, birth and grief. It has changed. Of course it has. That is not failure. That is life. And yet so many women still look in the mirror with judgment. They see wrinkles, not wisdom, sagging skin, not strength. But let me ask you this. Would you speak to your best friend that way? Then why speak to yourself with such harshness? One woman I met, named Evelyn, told me she used to avoid swimming because she hated how she looked in a swimsuit. One day, her granddaughter begged her to join, so she did. And as she floated in the water, sunlight dancing across her arms, she said, "I remembered how much I love this, and I forgot about my thighs. Your body is not broken. It is not a problem to be fixed. It is the home of your soul, and it deserves kindness. So speak gently to yourself. Wear what feels good. Move in ways that bring you joy, and nourish yourself. Not to stay young, but to stay alive in the truest sense of the word. You are beautiful exactly as you are." 11. Letting go of the need to always be right. There's something beautiful that happens with age. Somewhere along the way, you realize that being right isn't nearly as satisfying as being at peace. For many women, including myself, we spent decades trying to get it right. The right way to raise children, the right way to run a home, the right way to speak, act, and think. In conversation, especially with loved ones, that old habit of needing to correct or convince can sneak in. But over time, you start to see that being right can come at a cost, and sometimes that cost is closeness. A woman I deeply admire, named Lorraine, once shared this with me. I used to argue with my brother every Thanksgiving about politics, parenting, even what kind of stuffing was better. We'd go back and forth until one of us got tired or left the room. One day she looked at him and thought, "Why am I doing this? I'd rather laugh with him than win against him." Just like that, she let the argument go. She smiled instead of snapping back and chose love over pride. Letting go of the need to be right isn't weakness. It's wisdom. It means you know that relationships matter more than being correct, that silence can be stronger than shouting, and that compassion carries further than a well-delivered point. You can still have opinions. You can still share your thoughts. But when your heart is calm and your ego steps aside, something softer takes its place. Connection, harmony, and a deep breath that says this is not a battle worth fighting. At 70 and beyond, peace is a gift we give not just to others but to ourselves. And sometimes the kindest thing you can say is nothing at all. Chapter 12. letting go of comparing yourself to others. After 70, you begin to see something more clearly than ever before. Comparison is not a source of inspiration. It is a thief of peace. Yet it's something many women carry quietly for decades. You see a neighbor who walks more easily, a friend whose children visit more often, a sister who still travels the world with the ease, and without meaning to, you start to wonder, did I do enough? Am I falling behind? But the truth is, there is no race, no scoreboard, and no one single path through life. The things that make someone else's life beautiful don't make yours less valuable. Their story is not yours to live. I remember a woman named Susan. She told me, I used to scroll through photos of my friends' cruises and feel like I missed something. But then one day, I looked around at my garden, my books, my quiet mornings, and I realized this life I've built is not lacking. It's mine, and it's good. You've carried children, dreams, grief, meals, and memories. You've shown up again and again in ways no photo or paycheck could measure. Letting go of comparison doesn't mean you stop noticing others. It means you stop judging yourself in the process. So honor your journey, the quiet days, the deep conversations, and the strength it took to stay kind. You are not late. You are not behind. You are exactly where you were meant to be. Letting go of rushing through daily life. Somewhere along the way, many of us learned that moving quickly meant we were doing something right. That staying busy and rushing from task to task meant we were productive, valuable, and useful. But the truth is, slowness is not laziness. It is presence. After 70, your days become even more precious, and rushing only makes them feel shorter, blurrier, and more distant. So many women I've spoken to say they regret how often they hurried through meals, conversations, and moments that never came back. I knew a woman named Clara. She told me, I used to race to clean the house before guests arrived. Now I light a candle, put the kettle on, and let them walk in as I am. She said her home felt more peaceful, and so did she. The beauty of slowing down is that it opens the door to appreciation. You start to taste your food again, really hear your friend's voice on the phone, and notice how the light dances across the kitchen floor in the morning. This chapter of life isn't asking you to keep pace. It's asking you to pay attention. Let go of the rush. Let the day unfold gently without force. There is no prize for speed anymore. Only the quiet joy of being fully present. 14. Letting go of the pressure to accumulate more. After a lifetime of saving, striving, building, and providing, it can feel unfamiliar, even uncomfortable, to let go of the mindset that says, more is better. But many women reach a point in life where what they want most isn't more stuff, but more meaning. There is a shift that happens around 70. You look around your home, maybe filled with furniture, clothes, keepsakes, and gifts you never used, and realize that the things that used to feel important now just take up space. I remember sitting with a woman named Joyce. She looked around her living room and said, "None of these things hug me back, but my granddaughter does." From that moment on, she stopped chasing sales and started making memories, spending her money on moments, ice cream outings, family dinners, and a weekend getaway with old friends. Letting go of accumulation doesn't mean giving up comfort. It means choosing experiences over excess. It means realizing that time is your most precious possession and giving yourself permission to spend it well. You don't need more to feel fulfilled. You need less of what weighs you down and more of what lifts you up. Laughter, stories, and connection. Those are the riches that matter most. See, letting go of overthinking the future. Worry has a way of sneaking in quietly, especially late at night. After 70, many women find themselves lying awake, thinking about what might happen. What if my health changes? What if I run out of money? What if I become a burden to someone I love? These questions are natural. You've lived long enough to know that life is uncertain. But worrying about the future won't stop it from unfolding. It only steals peace from today. I met a woman named Evelyn who told me, I used to plan everything right down to what would happen when I could no longer drive. And then one day, I realized I was spending all my time preparing for problems that hadn't even arrived. So she made a choice. Each morning, before anything else, she would say, today is here, that's enough. Letting go of overthinking doesn't mean ignoring reality. It means choosing trust over fear. It means focusing on what you can touch, feel, and love right now. The cup of tea in your hands. The song playing softly in the room. The friend who keeps just to say hello. You've made it through hard times. You've navigated heartbreak and joy. You've figured things out, one step at a time. Trust that you will do the same again if and when the time comes. For now, breathe, rest, and live today fully without letting tomorrow steal it from you. And now, my dear friend, if you're still here listening to my voice, I want to say something simple and heartfelt. Thank you. Thank you for giving yourself this time. Thank you for showing up for you. We've talked about letting go of 15 things today, but truly, what we're letting go of is this. The idea that we have to keep carrying everything we once did. Because you don't. Not anymore. You've already lived through so much. You've raised children, held hands through loss, cooked meals, sat through sleepless nights, worried, hoped, tried, failed, loved, and through it all, you've given more than most people will ever know. So now in this chapter, this golden, gentle, wide open chapter, you get to be light. You get to rest. You get to choose what fills your heart and what you kindly leave behind. Let go of what no longer fits. The pressure, the guilt, the rush, the noise. In its place, welcome peace, welcome softness, and welcome laughter that rises without explanation, along with quiet moments that feel like home. You're not just aging, you're arriving at the most honest, beautiful version of yourself. If this message touched your heart, I'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share what you are ready to let go of or what you're embracing with open arms. And if there's another woman in your life who needs to hear this, your sister, your friend, your neighbor, share this video with her. We're never too old to feel seen or to begin again. Until next time, be gentle with yourself, live slowly, and above all, stay wonderfully and unapologetically you.